Greetings. Welcome to Film Gazers, a podcast focusing on the science fiction, horror, fantasy trinity, and 20th century entertainment. I'm Steph.
I'm Jess. We're cousins / besties. Join us as we reminisce, discuss, and review films from our childhood.
Meowdy.
Meowdy.
Hello, everybody. We are heading up the month of May.
It's gonna be May.
And we're kicking off our Southern Gothic theme. I said that weird. And we're finally getting rain. I just want to announce that because, as many of our listeners know, we are located in Florida, which is going through a drought. And I feel like an old person, but I'm like, we really needed this.
We really needed this rain.
We really needed
I
this
fucking
rain.
love the rain, so.
It's fine. I wonder, because I know I feel like we have different types of, I guess, thunderstorms that kind of come through the southeast. I wonder how they fare in comparison to ones that are further up north, because the ones down here for sure trigger my migraines. So
the pressure,
yeah, the pressure changes. I'm just really sensitive. So like last night, I had to wake up in the middle of the night and I had to take my medication because I could feel it starting and it was going to be intense if I hadn't taken that medicine when I did. So that was good. But once that's good, I'm usually like, yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to during this rainy week we've had?
We've been watching a lot of movies, actually.
Nice.
Me and Gabe watched Cars the other day. And it's been a while since I've seen that one. It was really cute. It was cute.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. I always remembered it being just cute, but I was a little older when it came out, and I just feel like I don't have nostalgia for it like I do some other ones.
It's just got some cute parts in it that are memorable to me. I watched this with Mom too. Me and Mom watched Anaconda.
Yes, we watched that too. Andrew and I did. And what
did you think?
I was disappointed.
Really?
Yeah, like I think I'm just over Paul Rudd. Like it is a done deal. Paul Rudd is kind of dead to me.
He's like, oh man, I can't remember who else you said.
Oh yeah, there was someone else dead to me, wasn't there? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of actors I don't like sometimes.
Oh, it was Ryan Reynolds. That was a while ago.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yes.
I think that was even before all that shit with him.
It was. Yeah. I was just done. I was like, I'm over this shtick.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Jack Black though. Like I feel like without him I would have been bored to tears with this movie, because he had the funniest scene in the entire movie to me wwhen they thought he was dead, or like I don't want to spoil too much of it because it is a newer-ish movie, but when you get to that scene you'll know.
To me, that made the movie, that gave it an extra star to me, just because like we were dying during that scene.
Yes, I was actually laughing out loud for that one. So, and I had tears in my eyes because he was so funny in it.
Yes.
I gave it 2 stars, and one of those stars is solely for that scene.
I gave it 2.5 stars.
Yeah, I could see that. But I just hated Paul Rudd's character. It's just another kind of selfish, very self-absorbed, just not a fan of this, whatever this is, like whatever it seems this character he's always playing now.
And you're like, why does he have to keep playing this?
Yes, or still capable of like, a good laugh. Like in Anchorman, he's hilarious. Like, and he's not a good guy either in that, but like it's just this is like such a specific archetype, I guess, or whatever, that now he's playing, and I'm bored with it after watching Anaconda. Because I feel like that movie could have been very funny if maybe they used someone else and not him.
Yeah. I could see that. I will say I liked it more than I thought I was going to, because going into it, I was like, it's going to be so dumb. But I was pleasantly surprised with Anaconda.
Yeah. So I still recommend it to give it a watch. Like I said, that one scene alone was very funny. Like it was worth that alone.
Yes.
So, and Good Friday night, movie night, definitely.
And then last night we watched Send Help.
That is on my
with
watch
Rachel
list.
McAdams, that new one out.
Nice.
I give it 3 stars.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's what I'm anticipating. So, okay.
Like, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Okay, cool.
I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Sarah.
Maybe even 3.5. Like, I really liked it.
Nice, nice.
I enjoyed the ending. I thought it was going one way to where I was like, ugh. And then I was like, oh.
You are the second person I've heard say that. In terms of what I've been doing, I've been trying to catch up on some of my movie podcasts that I listen to, which includes the Time Shifters podcast. And I believe one of the co-hosts on there was talking about that, where they thought, it could be in one way and it went another, and about Sam Raimi's direction and stuff. So good. I'm looking forward to watching this one for sure now.
Yep, I recommend it.
Hearing good stuff.
And it was kind of fucked up.
I would hope so, yeah, with considering who directed it, so I need a little bit of that.
It did have some little fucked uppery. You know who recommended it to me? My mom.
Nice.
She's like, have you seen Send Help yet on Disney? And I was like, no. And then I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to watch that one. And she was like, oh my God, I want to watch it. I'll watch it again with you.
Oh, nice.
So that was her second watching
Hell
it
yeah.
with me.
Hell yeah.
Because she enjoyed it that much.
That's awesome.
So that was funny. And then I finally, guys, finished the Fourth Wing series.
Oh my goodness.
Finished.
Congratulations.
Storm. Yes, it only took me a year to read the last book.
I get that. That's kind of what happened to me in that Tail Chaser song book, when I just was not able to finish it in a timely manner. So,
and it wasn't the book. I don't want to say anything bad about the book. It's just, I don't know what's wrong with me. Sometimes I get to where I'm like, I just can't read.
Yeah.
I just can't read right now.
I get it. I was like that for years. And I was someone who used to we were big readers growing up. So,
oh yeah. I would stay up all night to finish my book.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'd get excited about it.
Yes.
So I'm trying to do that again too, but I'm glad you finished your series.
Yes. And you said you have the second ACOTAR?
I do. Yes, I do.
Because I also started ACOTAR, the first ACOTAR, the one you let me borrow.
Yes.
So now that I'm in a reading mood, I'm like, I feel like I'm going to finish this one quickly.
Nice. Well, I am trying to finish our Married Book Club book. Andrew and I have both been a little slow working on this one. It's The Cabin at the End of the World, and they made a movie on it, so we'll be watching that later. The writing's okay, I guess. The plot line is a little different than what I was anticipating, so I don't know if it's because of that, where I'm like, oh, not what I expected, but I'll see how it goes. I'm only halfway through technically, so and I had finished the 2 ACOTARs before, so technically I have the third on lineup, and I own that one too. I had bought them in advance because my coworker just talked so highly of them and everything, and they had some buy one get one sales, so I was like, oh, that's fine, buy one get one, and they aren't super expensive. I just got the paperbacks, I didn't get anything fancy, and then I read them and I'm like,
I don't feel like I'm gonna finish it.
If you really like them, you're going to inherit them. Probably.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, that's probably how that'll go. I do still want to finish the series, but apparently she's still writing some, so I'm gonna stick with the first 5 or whatever that I think is supposed to at least be an entire arc, and then I'll probably dip out.
Well, that's the thing about the Fourth Wing series. It's not finished yet either. She's still writing it.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. See, I'm not a big long series sometimes, or it has to be real good for me to stick with it. But yeah, I'm excited because now we can talk about ACOTAR stuff, just because it'll be fun to have a book to talk about again, like when we were younger.
Exactly. I'm just into the first 2 chapters, and it's interesting so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it has a decent setup and stuff. It's I just roll my eyes at some of that.
Yeah, kind of romance,
the themes and the genre stuff you'll see kind of throughout it. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but I still enjoy it.
Yeah, no, that's what I say. It's entertaining. I mean, isn't that's what a book's supposed to be? So I'm okay with it.
Exactly. Escapism.
I've still been on my Law and Order binge. That's where I've been escaping to, into Mariska Hargitay's arms.
You couldn't get no better.
I know. And then she just made the news recently about her helping about rape kit backlogs. So shout out to Mariska Hargitay. Like, yeah, so she is not, she's Olivia Benson in real life in terms of like really trying to help victims. Yep. So I thought that was very cool. Yes, she is a queen.
That's awesome.
We started season 2 of Severance. The first episode starts out kind of weak. Then we felt like, the whole first season was very good, but we're not going to give up on it. We just were like, oh, okay, we're not going to like binge it as quickly as we did the first season.
Yeah.
And in between, just doing a little Bob's Burgers for whatever background kind of. And we had a movie night last night. It was the new one, Pizza Movie, with the kid from Stranger Things, and it has the kid from the Goldbergs.
What's it about?
It's basically because they're like, like college age now. So they're supposed to be 2 college friends who take kind of mysterious drug, and it's them trying to get down the 2 flights of stairs from their dorm room to get a pizza, that a delivery basically.
I don't think I've seen anything about that.
Yeah, that's like the general synopsis, I think, that's like written on it, but it was hilarious. I gave it 3.5 stars. I cried a couple of times in it, and I have not done that in a movie in forever. It is just so reminiscent of just old school stoner comedies, and
nice.
It's very outlandish, and because they're supposed to be on a drug, like you get like really crazy scenes and stuff, and it was just done really well, and they had great chemistry together. Like, they're the new young version of like Jack Black and Paul Rudd or something, but they're actually funny. Like, and together.
Which kid from Stranger Things?
Dustin.
Finn Wolfhard? Dustin.
Yes. Hang on.
He's my favorite. It's like Gaten. It's like Gaten something.
Gaten Matarazzo.
Yeah.
And then the other one is Sean. I don't know how to say that name. Giambroni. And he's the other
Giambroni.
Yeah, Giambroni. And then it had some younger like cast people. Oh, and the kid who was in Blackish, Marcus Scribner, the older son in it.
I didn't.
He was like one of the bullies kind of in it. Yeah, it was very funny. Watch it. I'm gonna just do one quote, and then when you see it, you're gonna crack up. But it's "I crave nectar." And that whole scene with this, it was fucking hilarious to me. So I highly recommend it if you want just a really stupid comedy.
Nice. I love those.
All right, guys. I think we chatted long enough about what we've been up to. Let's officially kick off the Southern Gothic month of May.
It's a Southern Gothic summer, y'all.
SOGO summer.
SOGO.
We'll finish out this month with Midnight in the Garden of Good and Evil. And as always, we take a little break in June. So we will be keeping that schedule. Why not? I'm going to be probably extra busy at my job per usual. And that way we can get a little outdoor activities under our belt. I think that would be nice for next month.
Maybe do another mini-sode like we did last year.
Yes. Yeah. That's probably what you'll see happening for then. So in this episode, we watched 1997 Eve's Bayou. It was directed and written by Cassie Lemons. It was produced by Caldecott Chubb, Samuel L. Jackson, Mark Ammon, and Nick Welshler. It was starring Samuel L. Jackson, Lynn Whitfield, Debbie Morgan, Vondi Curtis Hall, who is the director and writer's husband. And he was the character who Mazel, the long-haired gentleman who was looking for his wife. That's him. Branford Marsalis, Lisa Nicole Carson, Journey Smollett, who was Eve, and then Diane Carroll, who was the fortune teller that was in town. Cinematography was by Amy Vincent. It was edited by Terilyn A. Shropshire. Music by Terrence Blanchard. And it was released September 7th, 1997. So the day after my 10th birthday.
Nice.
Fun facts.
Like, I'm sure you did not go to theaters to see this movie.
No, I did not. This one I did miss. The budget was about $4 million and the box office was $14.8 million. So performed incredibly well for a very small, independent, more drama movie. It was shot on location in Covington and Madisonville, Louisiana. The Otis house at Fairview Riverside State Park was served as the family's estate. Megan Good, who is the older sister, she was said to initially set to play 10-year-old Eve, but it took so long in financing. It took about 4 years for this movie to finally get financed and get it going. She kind of aged out of being able to play Eve, so she played Cicely instead. And then Journey Smollett was then Cass. And apparently it took a while to find her even because again, this girl aged out. And so Cassie Lemons was like, I know once I see another girl again, I'll find her. And they finally found Journey. And she was having the girls read almost all of the lines for their auditions. And she said Journey only did about 2 scenes and then that she knew just after 2 scenes. And that's when she was like, yeah, this is the person. So I found this really good article that was an interview with the writer director. So I was like, what better way of getting the behind the scenes kind of making of Outlook than from her. So she began her career by acting and she did supporting roles. She was Jodie Foster's roommate in Silence of the Lambs, and she was Nicolas Cage's victim in Vampire's Kiss.
Nice.
But she was getting very frustrated because she had limited opportunities. This was the early 90s, and as a Black actress in Hollywood, she mostly got like sidekick characters. So she decided to skip a pilot season, which is the big season when all the actors are auditioning for the new television shows and everything coming out. And she was like, you know what? I'm going to skip the pilot season and I'm going to write. Because she had like this short story or like novel idea that was basically Eve's Bayou that has kind of been living in her head for a while. And she was like, I'm going to actually just sit and write this instead. And she said that was in April of 92. And so she had written it. Her husband was very supportive. And she at first thought no one was ever going to read it. Like it was just going to be something she was going to write kind of to get it out of her system, basically. But he's like, no, you should take this to like your agent. And then they kind of moved up the line. And then the people who represent, I think it was, because it's a big agency, I'm sure. So there's different departments. And so they really liked it, but they're like, no, let's turn it into a screenplay. And so she did write it, then adjust it into a screenplay format. And there was a time where they even basically kind of made a short film, like loosely based on it, at least to give people an idea, of her direction and view of the film, that she was seeing. Because a lot of the companies, she was denied for like 2 years straight. It was just like, no, 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 no. And then people are like, yeah, we need it. Because people like the story, but it's just no one wanted to invest in it. And they told her to set up a yes. Basically, like a lot of these people, that's why you'll hear, certain bigger name actors get attached to more indie stuff like that early on, because it helps them get the financing they need. So that was when she did the short film, was kind of to help. And her husband obviously is also an actor and he's in it. She acted in it as well, because she is at least a known actress too. And it was, like she said, a similar vein. So her husband played a doctor in a very sexy, charismatic kind of role. So Samuel L. Jackson, eventually, the short film did get like into his hands. And he did genuinely like the idea, because he's never gotten to play a character like that at this point in his career. So she said it really worked out. And she got very, very lucky that he had found the interest in it. And he was even, like I said, part of the producing. So, but even with Samuel L. Jackson tied to it in the early 90s, this is when he was like up and coming. I don't know. I mean, I feel like that was when he was really solidifying his career, I should say.
Yeah, because The Time to Kill was what, in like 98?
Maybe, or even 96. Like, so it was probably before or after that time. But at that point, he had done, though, a lot of other films. So, yeah, but even with him attached, like people were still kind of saying no. So it took a while. He said it took her 4 years. Then it just all worked out finally. But she did say that there was like in the interview, people are asking, is there this like kind of extra pressure because it was African American films at the time? Like there's this pressure with the studios almost to where you're like, well, you have to also like, are you going to cross over to the white audience, And it's like almost she felt like, why does it matter? Like if I make a Black film for Black people, that's all that matters, and then if it gets out of the community,
it doesn't have to be for white people.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't need to cross over, and like it can still make good money because even they use Soul Food as an example because it was another one that in their eyes they said that it didn't cross over a lot. But I remember watching that movie quite a bit when I was younger. Yeah,
I love that movie.
I think it did about 40 million though, so it crossed over enough, I think is what the implication was, to where, and then this film also ended up being highly regarded. And so she's thankful it did because she said like companies, can tend to deny future projects of similar natures. They've done one, oh, that didn't work, so we're not going to look at something like that again. But she's like, no, it worked. So, so maybe that did help pave the way, for more stories like this, and that people everywhere do, want to see films like this. Why not? That's the whole point of film, is to see
of art.
It's to see stories of different people.
That aren't exactly you.
Yeah. And it is a story of complete fiction. It's not like based on her childhood or anything like she specifically went through in that nature. But of course, she says there are little tidbits of her family life, like them reading Shakespeare, or that kind of thing. Like that's some things that she did growing up in her family with like her sisters or her mom and aunts, things like that. But she says the characters that are the most like her, she says there's a lot of Eve. And there's also a lot of Moselle. So those are the two characters that she kind of related to, though, the most.
Nice. Those were my two favorite characters.
Yes. Yeah. And she also had been pregnant and just had her child when she decided to direct this film, which I think is very awesome as well. That she basically was like, no, I'm going to do it. Because they even had looked into other directors. She wasn't sure if this should be her directorial debut necessarily. But after, all that commitment and that time and then helping with the casting, and she's like, basically feeling like no one else is going to do it justice. Like we've heard from, a lot of filmmakers. And I always feel like when those talk that way, those are when you get the best films. Because she even said a very reputable film company that they were willing to have like a bigger name director maybe attached, but they wanted a happy ending. They wanted a very clear cut ending. And she was like, and that's not something I would compromise on. She was like, I would rather shove the story in a drawer than see it done wrong, basically. So that's when she was like, I'm going to direct it. So I thought that was very badass. And this is another thing I just want to point out about women directors that make a big difference sometimes, is they mentioned in the article, and this is going to be a direct quote of the question, because it said, moving from adults to children, the roles that they played were both complex and mature. Was there concern about what you were actually exposing the child actors to? Like, were they able to understand? And her answer was, the great thing about making a movie is that you don't have to expose them to everything. The child does not have to be exposed to what the character is exposed to. She's like, it's the way you're able to cut. She was like, so Eve never actually saw, for instance, the scene in the carriage house. They okayed Sam and Lisa's characters to stand over there and look at their eye lines, that where she would be, and for them to act horrified, and vice versa with her, but they weren't in that scene. And she's like, and if it's a good child actor, it's all going to mesh well still. And she said that her mother and her had talked it through, so she knew like a child appropriate way of what she's supposed to be saying, so she can still act out kind of what she needs to, but it doesn't have to be, over explained or graphic, or above maybe what her maturity level can handle. And I just thought that was very respectful. She was like, I'm going to have different angles. She was like, that's what movie magic is. You can protect them to an extent, for sure. Yeah. So I just thought that was very cool. And I think it just shows the level of protection of child actors that you don't necessarily see from the other ones. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. The men folk.
And on the last fun fact for this, like I said, this this article was a wealth of knowledge. I highly recommend it. It was from barbican.org.uk. So it was actually, I believe, a British tabloid. At one point, she even said that people said her movie was overly ambitious. And she quote, "It's like, what does that even mean? I shouldn't have had the ambition to try and make it." But when they opened, they got 3 standing ovations. It was a really big hit, and Roger Ebert had seen it, and he was the first person to say it was Oscar worthy and that like you have to see it. And she was like, he wrote it a love letter review, and the press, they followed it. And she was like, he was the champion critic like of my film. So
wow.
Yeah, there we go.
You have his review?
I do not. I'm leaving that for you, the listener, to go Google. Because I was like, man, I got a lot that I'm going to talk about in this one. I don't need to add in his long ass review.
Right.
So with that, Jess is going to take it away with the Googled summary.
10-year-old Eve Baptiste has had a very good, no bad day when she catches her father, the town's charmingly unfaithful doctor, doing some unauthorized house calls in the barn. When her mother decides to stay in denial land and her sister starts acting weird, Eve does what any rational child in a SOGO drama would do. She seeks out a local psychic and a voodoo priestess to place a curse on her dear old dad. Eve's Bayou.
So had you seen this film before?
It was all very familiar. Mm-hmm. I remember seeing The Case in network video on VHS.
Yes.
I remember walking past it a lot. Like a lot of the scenes were familiar. Like the whole scene at the end with her sitting on her dad's lap, like that was familiar to me. Mm-hmm. So it must have always been on in the background. So at some point that I saw bits of it.
Yes, it had to have been, because like when I read the summary and I saw Samuel L. Jackson on the cover, and I was like, this does feel familiar. Like I have seen at least some of it, you know? Mm-hmm. And then as we were watching it, I'm like, I have seen the beginning of this movie, but I never saw the second half. And they used to play it on BET a lot. And I 100% was watching it on cable sometimes. But it's a long ass movie. And then you put the long ass movie on cable, like it's going to be tons of commercials even and longer. Everything. Yes. So I believe I only ever made it like halfway through, and then I would have other commitments. So I only remembered the first half. So the ending, I was like, oh shit. I didn't know it ended this way.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew it ended with her father dying because that was at the beginning of the movie.
Oh, well, yeah, but some of the information that you kind of only get after the second half of the film that kind of wells up with that.
Yeah.
With the I don't know whatever you want to call it, the moment, you know, between Cecily and Samuel L. Jackson. I never got to that part. So I was like, oh, fuck. Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, whoa.
It's not, yeah. But I do, like I said, once I started watching the beginning, I had a very specific recollection of when they're talking outside of the house in the very beginning. And he's out like sitting in front of the car or whatever with the daughter talking to her after like the party or something.
Right.
And then some of the scenes of like the long shots, because you know me, I love a good bayou. I love a good swamp. I love all of that stuff. So I really dug the aesthetic, of course. Before we fully get into it, I just want to make sure everyone's aware of content warning for this episode, as there are mentions of fidelity, rape, molestation, among that kind of stuff. So you've been warned. So with that, let's just get into it. Mm-hmm. So we'll start out. It does start out with narration. but it goes hard. It's like the summer I killed my father, I was 10.
Yeah. I was like, oh, damn, starting out good. Getting my interest peaked.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Yes.
My tagline for this is a family built by the Bayou.
Yeah.
Because you find out a little family history in terms of it's Samuel L. Jackson side of the family and Mazel. So they're the brother and sister that basically, I guess, inherit the Eve's Bayou land. And it's called Eve's Bayou.
Was gorgeous.
Oh my God, it was gorgeous. And it's supposed to be named after a former enslaved woman named Eve who had saved this Jean Baptiste man from cholera using basically more of her African medicine, really. And they said magic, as well. And then in return, he basically gets her freed and gets her land. And then he also ends up having like a ton of children with her. And early on, though, that's when they are in the beginning narration, they are already hitting the themes of this kind of ambiguity. And because the movie and the ending, it is supposed to be ambiguous. Like you're really not supposed to know one way or the other. And it makes it mysterious and it's always open to speculation, like you basically choose kind of what happened just as the girls are. So even in the narration, it is because, she was an enslaved woman and, he freed her and gave her land, but then she had 16 of his children. Like, you're kind of like,
damn, was it 16?
Yeah, they said something wild. Like it was in the teens. It was like 16 or 19 or something crazy. So it's like, was that something the woman wanted, or not? And even in this, lore, of Eve's Bayou is ambiguous. So, that's storytelling. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm like, I really enjoyed this film for a drama. Sometimes slower moving dramas, especially family kind of centered dramas, I'm not the biggest fan of, but this one, it's one of the good ones.
I agree. It reminded me it was just like a good drama, like saga on the same vein as like, oh my gosh, just read the name, Tears of Endearment, Terms of Endearment.
Okay, yeah.
Like that kind of drama, like a good...
On top of being quintessentially Southern Gothic, because I saw this movie kind of left off a few Southern Gothic lists, and I'm like, no, this is like, it's maybe not horror, but it is Southern Gothic.
It's still like supernatural.
Yeah, there's still a supernatural element to it, but it's not like Skeleton Key, like Southern Gothic though, like where it's more in your face, like the family buildup was good because they start you off with kind of the mother coddles the son, and seems to, kind of fawning over him, but then she has little like attitude towards Eve. And then the father, you see kind of preferring the eldest daughter and her very much of being like the daddy's girl. Shows very much the animosity, even that's like boiling under, because it does begin with kind of like a party basically that's happening at their house. So they go off right up the bat, though, that he's just straight up cheating on his wife in the barn. And because Eve had ran off and went and took a nap in the barn basically to get away from the party because she's jealous that the dad always dances with the eldest daughter.
Right.
That's the kicker. That's how we begin. And she even tells her sister, and this is when the sister refuses to believe it and creates a new truth, like for the girl to kind of believe too, like, oh no, that's not what you saw. This is what you saw. And oh, they just bumped into each other and the glass broke and this and that. So again, you're getting those themes of like shoddy memories and, oh, ambiguous. Did it happen? Did she not see it? Kind of thing.
Right. What exactly did she see?
Yeah. And then they also, though, show that Eve has the same sight as her aunt.
Yeah. I only got that at the end, though. Did they show glimpses of that throughout the movie and I didn't notice?
They did. because there was like black and white artsy flashes. And then, yeah, because I have in my notes, I'm like, she predicts a death. I was like, oh shit, her uncle dies. So she seemed to have seen her uncle dying that her Moselle could not see, because Moselle later admits that she can't kind of see things that directly affect her. It's
relate
like,
to her.
yeah, it's kind of like a block almost. She can't see her own pain coming right in front of you. So yeah, so Eve does see that right in the beginning. So they do show that she does have the sight. And what did you think of the character Moselle? You said she was one of your favorites.
Her and Eve were my favorites. Mm-hmm. I loved her because Moselle was so dramatic with her delivery on everything.
Yes.
It was a hot summer night.
Yes.
That scene when she's like retelling how her husband died through the mirror.
And it was so well done. The shot setup was beautiful. Like, yeah, that was a great scene.
Yeah. And like the way that she delivered that. Yeah. And then like, to me, I feel like the MVP of the movie was Eve. Like that actress, I loved it. Her little attitude.
Yes, I did too. I was just like, that's too much. And then she steals the pineapple. And they do a good buildup of everything, of kind of showing more and more the isolation that the mother receives living on Eve's Bayou. And they show Samuel Jackson's character. I mean, he's making house calls and just fucking patients left and right. Like, I mean, at the point, it's like negligent.
Gross.
Like, I'm like, this is a bad practice, doctor. Like, you are going to get sued.
Well, he said at the end, he's basically just pushing Tylenol to elderly people. Like, he ain't really doing a whole lot of doctoring.
That's true. That's true. But like, don't cheat on your wife. Like,
well, she's a feather pillow that's got lumpy.
Oh, don't even get me started. Oh my God. Yeah, we totally skipped over that.
Fluffed up before she can even get into shape. I was like,
and I don't know what he means by that, because the woman that he's having the affair with, I mean, in my opinion,
if somebody's a lumpy pillow.
Yeah. And they were just both like, I mean, the wife is stunning. So I don't understand why there would be any of this. Like, is it because she has 3 kids? Is that supposed to be it? Because the other woman doesn't have children, it seems. I don't know. Like, I don't know what was the implication here? But whatever he said,
it's probably because she's resentful. She's got to be resentful for living in the swamp, because she said, she talked about that.
Yeah, because that's what I was getting into, is the scene when she's walking. And she does say, like, basically, like, I left everything, like, kind of behind to live in a bayou, and then they have a quote that I put. I was like, to find out he's just a man.
Right. I'm like, yeah, aren't they all?
Yeah, it was one of the best lines, I feel like, in the movie too. That's when they introduced the like market fortune teller. And she like calls the girl like a black widow, and she's cursed, and it was like all very dramatic. And then the other Moselle doesn't like her because she basically is accusing the other woman of being a charlatan. And I was saving this fun fact to throw in there. So they had a lot of fun, apparently, like really trying to make this character work in the way they wanted, because the actress was Diane Carroll, who I think it's Porgy and Bess. She was the actress in that film. So she is like, old Hollywood, like, and she's a beautiful woman. And they were like, how can we kind of make her look crazier? Like, she's almost just too pretty to be this like charlatan, like, fortune teller lady. And so the director had the idea of looking at, I believe it's one of the tribes, the Yoruba, and they're the ones who like paint their face white, kind of like that. And she asked her if she would be okay of like doing a white face. And like, basically it's supposed to help convey like this woman doesn't know anything about that stuff, but she paints her face like that to say, an entertainment value, basically.
Right.
And then they said,
you're playing the part.
Yes. And then the actress came up there. She's like, oh yeah. And then we'll put like a dot like on my forehead, almost like in a Hindu manner. So where it's like, she's just mashing everything together, is kind of.
Yeah. She's just borrowing from all the cultures.
Yeah. That's the implication that is supposed to be happening.
That's funny. I didn't get that. I just assumed that's what fortune tellers looked like back then, I guess.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what they look like at the market.
That's how the ones at the market look.
Yeah. The ones that do it for a living at the market.
So yeah, this movie is just like very much a drama. I don't want to go into it word for word. It is kind of more slower moving, but even if it's an incredibly long movie, this is one of those that I kind of didn't mind that it was a slow burn. Every scene was basically necessary in the length of the film. You know, nothing was truly wasted. Like everything did convey what it needed to keep the story and the pace moving along, which says a lot, you know, for the nature and overall plot, you know, of the film. So what are your thoughts on Cecily?
Like that towards the end?
Yes, like yeah, mid to end of film.
I think I could see that she took the kiss too far. I could see that because I don't want to say I've seen daddy's girls before, and I don't want to say they're like in love with their dad, but it's like a crush kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yes, that's what I've seen a lot of consensus on that.
And he was drunk, so he was kind of like, "What's happening?" And then he was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's
I could see that, or I could see that he didn't know it was her at first because maybe she looked a lot like her mother when her mother was young, and he was really drunk.
Now I haven't actually seen anyone say that in a lot of the stuff I was looking up. Mostly the first part. People think a lot of people are on the stance that Cecily, like she, you know, was going through puberty and her hormones, and there's already strife in the family and them arguing and everything all the time, to where it's like, you know, in the moment she does this thing without kind of maybe realizing it, and then her father's reaction
maybe
is
he'll make him stay
her, but exactly, because they're like, oh well, you know, it seems they show her building up resentment towards her mother and saying like it'll be your fault if he leaves, you know. And it's like, and then some people even speculate, oh, are they wondering, thinking, oh well, she's not providing him like the carnal stuff he needs, so did Cecily think that was her job then to keep her father there? But I was like, that's a little too far. I don't think Cecily was thinking that far like into it.
I don't think it was that deep.
I don't think it was that deep. And then of course the other camp is he's the one who maybe did push himself on her in the moment, or she slapped him to get him away. But again, though, I almost feel like that doesn't line up, because as most people said, the kiss happens after her period starts and after she cuts her hair and everything. And a lot of people are thinking that maybe the implication is she was groomed, and that's why she was such a daddy's girl, and that was the only way she knew of getting, you know, male attention from her, and then especially from her father. And that when she had her period, did that imply that he was no longer going to be molesting her?
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, that's what
that kind of would make sense why she would freak out when she said, "I'm going to tell daddy."
Yeah. But no, so that's what another camp thinks, is maybe, she had been groomed the entire time. And then
I like to think not. I like to not think that.
Yeah. But they explain it in that's why she was the one who still instituted the kiss, but it was because she had been groomed the whole time. But now that he knows she has her period, that's why he slaps her and is basically this is over. Yeah, because he's repulsed, or just because he knows that the jig is up and that she could possibly get pregnant now. Like, I mean, because he is a doctor, gross. You know. So so there's a lot of, and like,
ew, I hate when people's mind goes there.
And the writer director expressed that she wanted it to, like I said, to be ambiguous. So that isn't necessarily, you can believe what you want to believe.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like he was whoring around so much with like grown women. I don't feel like
I am almost in the camp of that. Like, I feel like he was so distracted by his mistress, basically, and then all the other women in between, because it seems like Miss Monroe was the lady he kind of stuck with the most.
Yeah.
So I do think maybe it was, I don't think necessarily he was grooming his daughter. So I think it was more of just Cecily going through something. But either way, her father hurt her. And that's what Eve is also choosing to believe. Because basically how we act out this end of this movie is this information does kind of come to light. Like, Cecily's basically going to leave. Like, they even sent her to therapy and stuff. And again, I feel like if Samuel L. Jackson's character was doing something that nefarious, I don't know if they would have
You would
allowed
be
her.
too afraid to send her to therapy.
Yeah. And unless, especially something she was willingly want to go to, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, again, they do leave it very open-ended. It could be one way or the other. But yeah, it basically all starts bubbling to a head. And Eve goes to the apparent charlatan, voodoo practitioner lady, and kind of tells her what happens a little bit. But I feel like the woman isn't necessarily a charlatan. I'm not sure. I feel like that is also ambiguous.
No, she's a total swamp witch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the feeling
that
I
was
got.
like the dream house.
I know. That's exactly
that
what
house. Oh my God, with that long boardwalk right there in the middle of the swamp.
Yes.
How cool.
And all those beautiful like cypress looking trees. Yeah, it was all just amazing. But yeah, so she goes to get that taken care of. Before she does go, though, this is when she's speaking to Moselle. And she's kind of speaking of the disappointments of life and her longing for the afterlife and kind of to have stuff to have meaning. It's one of her, yeah, like you said, those long monologues where like, oh, and the sun and the hot sun, what's the meaning? And then like, she's like, how do you kill someone with voodoo? And then she goes, I almost forgot you was there.
I know, that part was good.
That was one of my favorite lines as well. And she gives her a
You know what my favorite line was? My favorite line was when she started her period and Eve said, you think because you got blood in your pants, you don't got to act civilized no more?
Yes, that was a funny one. That I forgot you was there. I was like, I forgot you was there. She was just like Moselle's just off. You can see the distance in her eyes. And
it was a Blanche Devereaux moment.
Yes, it was. That's so funny.
Like, got all hot and bothered.
Yeah, I forgot you were there. Yeah. Yeah. But no, she gives her a scalding and is basically like, no, like, I'm gonna kill someone. Like, yeah, just basically gets on to her for sure. And kind of even talks about how like her and her brother are kind of the same.
They're whoring up.
Yeah. And I was like, I mean, come on now. Like, that's a pretty big cop out for you guys to just basically be like, you're disloyal people.
Right.
But yeah, she goes to that fortune teller, voodoo practitioner, whatever you want to call her. And she's like, I need this man dead. Because she's like, oh, I can give you protection. Like, that is what she offers the girl to begin with. And Eve is not taking it. So she doesn't actually kill her father. She just pays the woman.
She kind of did, though. She was kind of directly responsible, in my opinion.
Oh,
the way she told that lady's husband.
Oh, I mean, yeah. You are right in that respect, because she really did set that up. But I feel like as a child, how would you know the intention of like, you wouldn't think that man would murder your dad.
Oh no, I'm not saying that she did it on purpose, that she know that he would kill him. I'm just saying that that was directly responsible because of what she said.
That's true. Yeah, because she pays the lady. And the woman even tells her like it's gonna take some time, or she had to come back. And for some, and this is the part that I was the most confused about, is it seems like basically Eve is wanting like a voodoo doll, like of what in her head, of what she imagines like this kind of, magic would be or something. And I mean, the woman basically is like, no, voodoo dolls aren't fucking real like that. Like, that's not that's not an actual thing. And so when she goes back to check in, because she's been wanting her dad kind of, to get his comeuppance or whatever, is what I thought. I thought she was checking in on it because she's like, oh, where's the doll? And then she's like, no, there ain't no doll. Like, basically what's done is done kind of thing. And now your dad's supposed to die. She's like, why isn't he dead already? Like, it's supposed to have already happened. And then she gets really upset about it. But then I was like, but she still came because she wanted the voodoo doll. But I'm like, is she upset because she wanted to be the one to kill him? Or like, you know what I mean? Like, that scene.
I think it was because she wanted to make sure, she thought there was still one more step and she couldn't, there was still a chance that she could take it back.
Okay. Because that
was still an
option.
Yeah. And then that she had no option anymore. It was already done.
Yeah. Then it was taken from her. Yeah. That way I just felt like it was a little muddy in a way to explain it, especially because they had a couple of weird cut scenes through it. And then I was like, wait, am I understanding this correctly?
Yeah, that part, Because as soon as she came to the house, and Lady's like, get off our property. And I was like, yeah, y'all had a meeting. You said Thursday night. I'm assuming that was only like 4 days later.
Oh, yeah. That's when she was like, oh, I thought you were the other kids or something. And I was
Yeah,
like,
but still,
oh,
like, you should have been
okay.
expecting her.
And then it kind of kept up that weird energy. Yeah. Like throughout the rest of the
Yeah,
scene.
through
And,
that
and
whole scene.
it was a
Yeah.
weird scene. Yeah.
But that's the vibe I got, was that she was upset that the option was taken from her.
Okay. Yeah. Cause that's what I was leaning to, but it was just a little convoluted, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it basically ends though with it all coming to a head that night, because she obviously had seen that woman, and she's walking back through town and stops by the bar and sees her dad, of course, with the woman. And this is after she had already kind of leaked that like very not so subtle kind of information to the husband. And yeah, his ass gets fucking shot basically. And it's kind of, but it was his own fault because he kept poking and prodding and kept talking to that man's wife, and he was leaving. The guy was leaving, like, and then he still had something to say. And I was like, they're all upset about it, but I was like, I'd be dancing on that guy's grave. I was like, he was an alcoholic sex addict. Yeah, basically. Like, like, good.
I mean, he was never home.
Yeah, he was never home. Like, well, look, now you inherited the damn estate. So now you can sell it if you want and get out of the freaking bayou if it was like the mom, you know? Like, or you have to live in the see, like, I wouldn't want to live in a town though where every woman has probably fucked my dead husband.
Exactly.
Or I'd sell the house and then buy the town and then burn the town to the ground. Like, none of y'all can live here now.
Like, fuck all y'all bitches.
So yeah, talk about a drama.
Yeah, it's very drama.
Yes, because you do discover though at one point, I will say before we end the thing, with Cecily and Eve. They find a letter after his death. Eve does. And it was a letter from her father, supposed to go to Maisel. Because you find out basically Maisel had some kind of inkling and was like, what's going on between you and Cecily? You know? And even then, though, they kind of imply, was Moselle implying something sexual in nature, or was it more of just like, oh, usually you guys get along, why aren't you getting along? Again, kind of, they made it ambiguous.
In the letter, you mean? Or
yes, yeah, in the letter.
Well, it said abuse, so I'm assuming
it said abuse. Okay, like, I couldn't remember, so that's why I was like, did they leave it ambiguous?
It was basically like, how could you? It was basically like, how could you accuse me of doing that? Is what the letter was about.
Oh, okay, yeah. And so, and he writes kind of his version of events, which was that basically Cecily came down and then kissed him like a woman would or something, like, you know, and that he was taken aback and, you know, slapped her and then whatever. And so then Eve is naturally upset with that, because then she's also thinking, oh my God, like I had him killed, you know, is what she's thinking. And
that she lied about it.
Yeah. And then she holds her hands and basically is kind of implying to her sister too that she has the sight like the aunt does in that moment as well. And then we see what Eve sees, and it is very open-ended. And even Cecily admits she doesn't really know what happens. She just knows she was hurt. And they drown the letter in the bayou, and the sister's basically like, we're going to believe what we want to believe, and what, you know, Cecily was hurt, and that's what matters, you know, because yeah, at the end of the day, still, why should you care about that guy? Like, he was pretty shitty.
Yeah, exactly.
Something I noticed too was like in the mom character, because like, remember at one point she tells Cecily like, you can't stay up for your father anymore and stuff.
Yeah.
This is obviously supposed to be after that incident as well. So it's kind of like, was the mom wary of the father, or was she?
I don't think that was after that incident. That was before that incident.
It was. Okay. That's what I was trying to remember too.
Yeah. I think she might have been wary of him, but I think it was also like, I felt like she thought her daughter was getting too close to the dad. Like she was like, you're getting too like taken up with him too much.
Yeah. Like too attached or something, especially knowing the marriage was rocky, maybe.
Right. I don't know if it's that she actually thought he might have been doing something to her, just that she was like, no, you're just getting too spending too much time.
Well, and she's supposed to be like staying up like late, you know, like waiting for him
Right.
to come
Like
home
a kid,
and
like
stuff.
waiting up for
Yeah.
him like a wife would, essentially.
Yeah, yeah. Where she's like, you don't do that. Like, you don't do that. I don't do that.
Right. Don't do that.
Unless I'm yelling at him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm waiting up for him tonight.
Yeah.
Because I'm kicking his ass.
Exactly. Kick his ass, Seabass.
Exactly.
But it was a great movie. I would probably give it like 3.5 stars, 3.5, almost 4 even. It was
I think
good.
I gave it 3 stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was good. So, it was solid.
Very solid.
Scenery was beautiful. The only complaint I had was the music.
I can say it didn't particularly stand out to me.
Yeah, and it was just very generic background music. I thought it could have been a little bit better of a score, just to match the scenery.
Yeah, I can say I don't recall a lot of the music. I know there was a scene or two where it was like the crickets are going, and I'm just like, yeah, that's the sound I like to hear.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, so that was Eve's Bayou, guys, kicking off our Southern Gothic on a really high note, I would say.
Yeah. Because I was kind of like, it's probably gonna be boring, but no, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and like I said, especially after knowing I had seen some like the beginning multiple times and never really saw the outcome.
Shit, that's how that ended.
Yeah, so it was also a surprise, ending. So caught me a little off guard. I really thought, I guess I thought it was going to go a slightly different way of like, her maybe wanting to get her dad, but I didn't think that stuff was Cecily. Like, I did not realize that was going to be like a bigger part of the second half of the film. So, because this was a Samuel L. Jackson movie, I did come up with a fun little game that we're going to play because we've mentioned about doing this more often. And Samuel L. Jackson is like a staple of Hollywood at this point. And I feel like we can do a 6 degrees of Samuel L. Jackson. If you are unaware of the game 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon, we're just doing it with Samuel L. Jackson, and you have to connect within 6 steps or less based on shared film roles from one actor to, in our case, Samuel L. Jackson. So I made a little example for the listeners, just in case they're unfamiliar. So I thought a fun one for the example for you would be Meg Ryan, in which we could say, oh, Meg Ryan. Meg Ryan was in 1998 City of Angels with Nicolas Cage. And Nicolas Cage, and this is what's fun, this is why I'm using it as the example, because I had no idea this movie existed. Nicolas Cage did a comedy action film with Samuel L. Jackson called Amos and Andrew in 1993.
Oh my God. So I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
I've seen that one.
I've seen the cover of it. The cover looked familiar. And I feel like, again, where like when you mentioned earlier, I saw the cover at Network Video. Like, I feel like this is one of those, movies for me where I'm like,
a lot of.
but never watched it. So good example. So Meg Ryan and Samuel L. Jackson can be linked between just one actor. So boom.
That's nice.
It's a good example. So I'm going to let you pick the actor first and let me go through.
Oh, okay. I pick an actor. Let me think. Kate Winslet.
Kate Winslet. Okay.
That was the first thing that popped in my head, believe it or not.
Yeah. So Kate Winslet was in...
Are you looking it up, or are you just going from the seat of your pants?
I'm going to try to go from the seat of my pants. If I can't quite go from the seat of my pants, I will at least look up her movies and go a movie that I know I'm going to say, I'll still say, and we'll go down the trail and see if I connected it or not. But I want to say, okay, Kate Winslet. I am going to at least look at her movie list. Okay, what if I did Kate Winslet was in The Holiday with Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz was in There's Something About Mary with Ben Stiller. And Ben Stiller was in Tropic Thunder with Samuel L. Jackson.
He was in Tropic Thunder?
Oh, wait, let me double check. Because I could have swore he did have a... Oh, no, he does not. I was...
Oh, I got one. I got a total one. Do you want me to do it for you?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so you said that Kate Winslet was in The Holiday with Cameron Diaz. Cameron Diaz is Something About Mary with Ben Stiller. Ben Stiller was in Tropic Thunder with Matthew McConaughey, who was in A Time to Kill with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, there we go. Matthew McConaughey. Oh my God. Yeah, he was in Tropic Thunder. That
he was his agent.
That was the connection I needed because I was like, I know there's a connection. Good. You're much better and quicker at this than me.
Only with celebrities, usually.
Oh, that's great.
So how many movies was that?
I think it was 5 because we said Kate Winslet was in The Holiday with Cameron Diaz. Or wait, Jack Black, right? And Jack Black was
we said Cameron Diaz.
Oh, okay. There you go.
But if Jack Black would have been a quicker route straight to Tropic Thunder.
Yes, it would have. So yes.
But that's not the route we took. Yeah.
All the roads
lead to Sammy L.
I'm going to have you link. So Carrie is. Yeah.
Okay. He was in Robin Hood Men in Tights with Dave Chappelle, who was in The Nutty Professor with Eddie Murphy. Let's see, who was in...
Oh, I got one.
He was in that.
I feel like Twister might be a good one because that had a pretty big cast. And Carrie was in that. He was, remember the Nemesis guy? You could say Bill Paxton. And Bill Paxton was in Frailty, which we watched, which had Matthew McConaughey, which leads back
he was in Time to Kill. Perfect. There you go. That's how it's done.
I think we should change the name of this game to 6 Degrees of A Time to Kill.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was fun. Yes.
You want to do one more and we can do it together?
Okay, yeah, let's do it. And you can pick the actor this time. I picked Carrie.
Let me think. Let's do Shia LaBeouf.
Okay, Shia LaBeouf, who nobody really likes anymore and career is washed up.
Yeah, he's such a weirdo. Do you ever see him on like interviews?
Yeah, I try not to pay attention.
I was like, something happened to him.
All right. So
he was in... Oh, I got one.
Oh, okay. I got one too, but you can say yours.
Okay. So he was in Eagle Eye with Anthony Mackie, who was in Avengers Endgame with Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, that was a quick one. Yeah. I was going to go Indiana Jones with Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford is in the Star Wars films. And then I was going to try to connect whatever Star Wars actor that connects to the newer Star Wars with Mace Windu with Samuel Jackson.
Yeah. I was like, he's connected to Anthony Mackie, who's connected to Samuel Jackson in literally all the Marvel movies.
Yeah. Solid connection right there. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And that was Eve's Bayou, guys, and our 6 Degrees of Samuel L. Jackson. And as always, you can find us at Film Gazers on the social medias. Check us out on Instagram and everything like that. Having a good time. So it's time to hit the dusted trail.
Until next time. Later taters.
Oh, Lord.